Well, hello again, and once more, welcome back to Farmland Flats. This is a modded City Skylines 1 build, based unsurprisingly on the Farmland Flats map, with a bit of a UK theme, with me, the numpty leopard, who nearly killed it all last time. However, we've got back. I've done a little bit more since then. Mostly just detailing, so we've just added a few more bits and pieces in. So I may as well have a quick look at that before we get on to the meat of the day. So what we've got is, come over here, little things, more decal markings in around here, a little bit, few trees, come up here, a few more trees, School's got a courtyard area and some fencing around it. Commercial demand came back, so we now have some more commercial buildings growing in. The little road along here, it occurred to me there's no footpaths, which means there's no cyclists. So I've put a bike path in parallel. It gets used, not heavily, but it gets used. Every bit is helping remove some traffic. And I continued it parallel to the main road down here, basically to the industrial estate. It doesn't go any further than that. Again, idea being, let's just take a little bit of traffic off. Now, the city itself has... Oh, that keeps coming over there. Keep moving that. The city itself has a little bit of a problem. The industry is not levelling up because it wants more services. I have a lot of population demand, but there is a problem. What I was thinking of doing was this area over here is make this into another population centre, basically bring this road round through there, eventually down to a bridge, and make it a crossroads. So the road comes down and comes up this way as well, and eventually can go up here and go round to another highway junction. Yeah, that would work. I've obviously got to buy that tile, that's fair enough. All of that demand is on this road at that point until we expand over. Same with coming over this way, same with building down here, although I do want this to be a farm in the end. I could put some more population up here, but I think this is going to be... I want it to look farmish, even though there's no actual farm there. So I think what I'm going to have to do is open up this square here, because what I can then do, I can move the mouse in the right direction, I can stick a service interchange over here somewhere. Now my first thought was run a road down straight off here. Yeah, that's a little bit shallow for getting over. Could put a level crossing in. It's possible. I might do that. We'll see how that looks. If that doesn't look very good, what we'll do is we'll come off here, more gradual, up, over, swing over here diagonally into a service. First, however, I need to address the fact the city, it's making money, it's not making vast amounts, it has to run for a fair bit. And I think what's needed is to start levelling up some of this industry. And I think the way to do that is going to be bringing a post office. So keep in mind where I'm thinking of possibly that road might extend. Could put it in here actually. Nice and close to the industry. Yeah, let's put that there. See what that looks like. This is the Mercury post office system, which is an add-on that some people have very kindly done, and it basically just replaces the generic built-in post offices with one that's got a common branding theme on it. So they're going to go out and start collecting post. These here, still saying they want more services. They need police and other bits and pieces over here as well. So that's one post building. What I'm going to do is put in some more. I'm going to stick one over here somewhere. Loath to put it on that road. I could. I don't want to because I don't want things spawning off that road. Might put it over here somewhere. Oh my, it's only a 3D building, so actually it could go over here somewhere. the primary focus is the industry. Yes, it'll make people happier, but I'm basically after trying to get posts served to industry. Down here, how expensive are they? 7.5. They're not that expensive actually. Worsley might get one if I can find somewhere suitable to put it. Which I can't, so Worsley won't. I might put one down here though. Yeah, let's put one down here. Not opposite the fire station or anything, because I don't want it too near the bus routes. I might put it there. It generates noise. Doesn't generate a vast amount of noise. And again, people can cope. So that's there. Doesn't have concrete under it, so I'm going to have to come in with my old friend here and just add a little bit of concrete around here, like so, and then shape off the back slightly like that. Yeah, that's okay. And there is not really a loading dock anywhere on it for it to. I suppose that almost is a bit of a loading dock. I was thinking about moving the spawn point, but I think that'll do as it is. And that I feel should probably benefit from a bit of a fence. So it's all on, all off. And the building's about there, but I'm going to go around where I've put the tarmac, so to speak. There we are. That's a post office. I think that looks reasonable. Yeah. What I'm hoping is that these are going to just provide a few little benefits to the nearby buildings. I could be completely wrong. Maybe they won't, but I'm hoping they will. And it will make it a little bit easier to get certain bits leveled up, which is one of the things that needs to happen at this point. So that can come over there, go around behind, over to there again, and then back down. And again we have post office. And we can come all the way over here. Eventually I'll need to put in postal sorting areas and all that good stuff. But here, let's just come along here like so. And do that. And again the same with the fence. Although here I've got another fence I can tie into. There we go. So that's now going to kick out post trucks and other bits and pieces. So mail collection. Oh, generic post van. Yeah, we'll just go with that one. And the little transit custom for that. Unsorted mail transfer. I think a truck. That'll do. Ooh. Oh, I see. It's already got the ability to do other things. So yes, that's post. Now, hopefully, I say that will help some of these buildings start to upgrade a little bit. They still say they want more services. I suspect what's needed in this vicinity is a police station as a result, because there really aren't that many. In fact, I've only actually got one. So yeah, I think we'll put a police station over here somewhere. Again, I want the British style one. I think I might put it over here, near the industrial area, but not right in it, so to speak. And let's just check what we're going to send out from there. I think we'll send out a little van and the BMW. That'll do. So they'll go out on patrol to try and, as I say, catch all the criminals and then give them a stern telling off before they're released again. The seating I found, bleachers apparently they're called, so I modified this little football stadium. I've put in some more lights and what have you. Looks rather good at night. Right, housing demand. The next thing is going to be unlocking this tile. So, umming and ahhing, long enough, done. Right, there we are, decision made. So the first thing I want to do is check out just how flat it is. Very. And then around here I'm going to put in a service interchange. So, the way I tend to do this, I'm just going to use... what roads am I going to do to start with on this? I want... slightly... what else have we got in here? Standard 3-lane one-way roads. They'll do. This is going to get built up. We'll put all the guidelines and everything back on. I need to make sure there's enough space at this side of it to put the slip lanes in. So we're going to start about there. 2, 3, 4. We're going to go up 12 metres because that's basically how far I like to go up with these things. And see how far that gets. That's 11, 12. Yeah, that'll do. Right. I'm then going to put a roundabout on the end of it. Apologies to anyone American who finds this concept of a roundabout offensive. This is basically how most motorway interchanges look in the UK. Not all of them, but it's a sort of fairly standard design, is an elevated roundabout or a sunken roundabout that has a lot of other bits and pieces coming off it. Right, that'll do. Now what I want to do now is that, which looks ugly but I don't care. Come into landscaping, a little bit of this, a bit of that. I'm going to pick that level, brush a little bit bigger, and fill in the inside with that height. Do the same over here. This is where the ability to have proper retaining walls would be really quite nice. And now I need to stick in some highway, which I believe I've got. Motorway slip road 1 lane. I'm going to use the standard ones. The reason I'm going to use the standard ones is because I can come back to them later. The other thing I actually need to do first is the near obligatory framing. This is just to make sure everything stays the way I want it to. So highway, that straight line, and the choice is I can come off there, or I can stick another node in around here, which is what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to bring that out 20. Yeah, that'll do. That won't do. So I just need to get this right. We're going to go from there out here, and then we're going to go that to the home point. 20, that'll do. And this side here going to be about the same to there. And go from about there to about there, and then home. Which I've got to do on the other one as well. To about there. So that, again, my own fault. One of the few things I don't really like about Cities 1, The number of times you can click something and it does absolutely nothing. Right, so let's put some slip roads in. 6 and 6, yeah, that looks about right. Yes, that's the wrong way round. I've got to sort that out in a sec. So that's right. I can hear people screaming lane mathematics in the background. Yes, I will be dealing with that shortly as well. However, first off, I just want to get it working. So, 4-lane highway, ding, 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 ding. Right, that is a motorway junction as far as I'm concerned. Now, there are a few changes I need to make. And that, and that need to go like so. And we're then going to go in here with a little bit of get rid of that. A little bit of this slopey from there to there. And this just evens these approach ramps out slightly. Right. Yes, that needs a little bit of detailing and whatever. I'll do that in a minute. Next up, I need the road to get onto it. Now, I sort of said about this here with a level crossing. I am going to go over the top of this road here. Is how I'm going to do this. So I want bog standard road. Don't want the rural, don't want the industrial. I just want normal road, really. Let's have a look. What do we got? It allows parking, although I won't be. So here, this is going to be a bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's going to go across like that. I'm going to force that back down to ground level now. So I'm going to come off there, I'm going to come round here to, well, that'll do. That is going to come out, bring it out 12 and go down 2 steps, bring it out another 12 and go down to ground. And we're then going to come over here, just do a little bit of a curve like so. I'm going to come off here. This one's going to come off with a straight. I'd love to say all this makes sense, but I'm not entirely sure it does. That can go to there, and then that can come over here straight, and then we'll do that. And that, apart from looking slightly weird in a few places, isn't too bad. So, and people will start using that fairly quickly. I am just going to come in here and stop people parking on it, however. That's not what this road is for. Or at least not on the bridge approaches. People want to park a little bit further out. I'm not actually that bothered. Just because I don't think they will. As simple as that. So, let's now pretty this up a little bit, or at least try to. So what we do, or what I do, is grab that, slopey, make the brush a bit bigger, grab that and just, smooth, not slope. So what I'm trying to do is all of this out here. And then just carry on sloping it round, and it just looks a bit better. That inner bit does need a little bit of work. This side over here, because it's all hidden in the trees, I'm actually a lot less bothered with it, and I'll be doing something with that eventually. I'm going to come around here and do something similar. Just spread this round a little. Slope terrain, so that is my target, and I want to go up to that. Again, that's the target, and then up like that. Same on this side. And this is really just about... well, it's just the visuals of it, really. Smooth all of this out in the background. Like that. So now we've got a road bridge going that way. Let's just smooth this bit out in the same way I did the other bit. Like that. Then go back into the terrain and just smooth it all out a bit more. And there we are. Now, with a bit of luck, what that's going to do is put a lot of traffic that was on the other highway junction on this. The only other thing I need to do is change the speed limit. This road here is currently showing a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit, which I don't think is right, so I'm going to put that as a 40, and shift should do the whole road. With a bit of luck. And yes, that's things speeding up nicely. And these roads here need really to look a little bit better. They're alright, but let's see what else we could do. Right, so I want a 3-lane British road. One way. What have we got? Roundabout roads. Here's a 3-lane one of these. So what I should do is leave off doing the bit in the middle for now. This is a lesson I've learnt a few times. Reset that to elevated before you do that bit. Let's have a look. Oh, I like those bridges. Oh yeah, they're very nice. And you get the roundabout signs in the middle as well, because it knows it's a roundabout road. Right, so let's just make these roads flow a little bit better. That should do slightly. It just looks a little bit better. I don't need the traffic lights on there. It's hard to tell if we've got the dedicated lane stuff. However, control click should do that. So give way there. It's not picked this road up as a roundabout. Shift click, that's why. There we go. And we're doing alright, and that's the M2 by the look of that. So yeah. Now that, we'll see how well that goes. I've got a lot more commercial demand coming in again, so I'm going to come back over here and satisfy some of it, or at least satisfy part of it. Do like that. That'll do. And then for now, just take those off there, because I don't want them on the side roads. I might put some back there later, but actually no, let's just see what comes in. See how that looks. If I don't like it, I can always get rid of them. In fact, actually, while I'm doing it, make them a bit bigger. So, right, so the next up is more housing. So some of this area back here can be industry, I'm thinking in here. This could in theory be farmland, but I don't think I need it as farmland. So what I'm actually going to do is create another little housing area over here that can also tie in down here somewhere, as well as coming off this road. But we'll come off this road here to start with. So onwards into the wild unknown. they look pretty much the same, to be honest with you. Let's get it to bring the symbols back up so I can see what I'm doing. Low level, we're going to come off there. About like that. Now this is a fairly busy junction, or it has the potential to be, but I'm not putting a roundabout there just yet. I might put lights on it if I need to, but I won't do that. As I've noted before, the rural areas, or sorry, the urban areas for people to live in, don't really generate all that much traffic. Let's curve around that way. And that road. Go along there. Purely just so they're not all at 90 degrees to each other. Yeah, just keep life simple. Put a bit of water down the middle. It's potentially quite a useful place to go. And then that can just link in that way. And then we're going to have that. So that is going to be another sort of main road. It could come into this area eventually. I don't know. We'll leave that for now. So I'll just leave some space at the end. And now I need some housing. Now, I'm actually thinking I need people. I need quite a lot of people coming in here. So what I'm going to do is sort of follow the place I used to live, actually, or one of the places I used to live. If I do that and go 3 back, if I do that, what I actually meant to do there is road, not pipe, though. So if I do that, that gives me 6. That can come across there and go back in. And carry on. As a place I used to live, had a road layout a little bit like this. Just with a few bits. Obviously I'm not building the entirety of that place. And then there was a road that came off. It'll be something like that. It's not. It was a little bit strange, but there we go. This area in here. Actually almost needs to be a little bit of a market square, so I'll leave that area there. This area here becomes a high street, with this area a little bit strange. The original town, this is part of Wolverton in Milton Keynes, so this area here was a honking great railway works and a supermarket, but I'm not doing those bits. We're going to come back here like this, and then down here will also be housing. And obviously this bit was an industrial estate at Wolverton, but there we go. We can put shops in here. This is where I'll probably put another Aldi, actually. Is probably how I'm going to deal with that. And that access is going to be off here. It's going to come down like that. That'll do. Right. Let's get the rest of the water in. Go there. That one I can kill because I don't need it. And we'll go along there as well. Actually do. Here's that way. So, the other thing this is going to need is power. And the easy way of bringing power in is going to be to do that. And then I'm going to see if I can get the little shopping area to do what I want it to. Basically, I want to see whether that'll spread. Yes, that will spread the power. Good, that'll do. And now we can come in here with the obligatory little UK houses. This This isn't going to be all I'm doing here. There are going to be some houses that aren't this sort of style around here as well. But for now, this is what's going in. And then this area here is also going to be retail. Yeah, I can do some other bits and pieces over there. So, this road here is going to be houses. Do these nicely all the way along. Now the real Wolverton, there's a school up in this area, which I don't really have space for here, so I'm not putting in. I will put a school in, just not there, because obviously there's a motorway. Don't want people playing on the M2 when there are small children about. So what I'm going to do is put the school in this area here. Does it really need a school? Probably not. It's getting one anyway. I'm going to carry on with the same style of school I've been using elsewhere. So again, that'll help with people here being a little bit happier. This area here... Can't afford the big plaza. Can afford a pair of the smaller ones though. So we're going to do that. And then obviously we'll make down here a bit of a high street, but I don't need to do that just yet. Can't afford the Aldi, so I won't be putting that in just yet either. And round here needs a few more roads. Ideally, like that. Yes, I've just squashed a house. I'd say so sue me, but the occupants probably would. And I'd rather not have to deal with that at the moment. Right, and then that road I want to curve around. That's not prototypical. So that's going to be 8. So we'll come out 8. Go in 8 like that. And back into the little houses. All of which are busily upgrading like crazy because obviously that school's there. Yeah, I'm not going to put houses on that bit. I might put a park up there. So obviously some people are going to be made a little bit disgruntlified by the noise. So I think I may leave that for the future. Ooh. Have a guess what I forgot to put in. Fortunately, however, I have got the money this time. So we can just do that. Yeah, and this I'm hoping will deal with a chunk of my housing demand. If it doesn't, I've got a bit of a problem because I need the housing demand dealing with. So yeah. Part of the issue, I think, sometimes when you're dropping housing in like this, it doesn't seem to register it as housing for the demand purposes. We shall come across here. Who would want to live in a house like this? As the, I believe the TV show used to go. Anybody else remember that? Can't remember, was it? Oh, Through the Keyhole, that was it. Yeah. So, we have another little row of houses which are basically upgrading already. The plazas, I think, have contributed quite heavily to that. I quite like putting parks in. Go with a dog park over here as well. Yeah, or there. Yeah, I'll put it there. It's just another another way of keeping people happy. And what would be quite nice is almost things like this that weren't necessarily parks, just plain. This area is going to get built in as well. But probably only on that side. This area here can then become the high street, as opposed to this one, which can have other things put onto it. As I've noted, I need another industrial area, so I think having a little bit of a buffer and making that industrial will work quite nicely. Let's carry on. I'll leave that to make it look like that used to be a road that went through but now isn't. So we'll stick another pathway in there. This time with the road grid lines on so that it runs in the middle. So there we are. Here we are. Now this area, thinking about it, actually needs a district adding as well, because it doesn't have one currently. It's going to get one. Doesn't matter hugely because I've been placing the houses, but this will assist in controlling what can spawn in here. And we'll probably see a lot of the stuff that has leveled up disappear. So ALP, that's my custom style. So yes, there's loads of the ones. A whole load of the ones that have leveled up are now going to vanish, aren't they? Because I should have done that first, and like an idiot again, I didn't. So I've now got to keep on top of these so that they don't end up spawning in more houses of a size I don't want. Yeah, dear. It's a leopard's life, who would have it? Right. So, that's that bit. There isn't really a huge amount of detailing work to do on that yet. What I'm going to do now, however, is hit pause while I've still got light. And I'm going to do this area here. So I will be back in a minute. I'll leave you watching this. Yeah, this is the absolute genius that is intersection marking tool. As you can see, this lets you play around. I'm using a little bit of node controller to get things aligned. And we're just going in and putting in some markings that look vaguely UK styled. They may not be perfect. There's a few other bits and pieces still to go in, but this does make them look good. I tend to only do this on a junction when I'm fairly happy that I'm not going to be editing the junction in future. It doesn't take all that long to do, but it's just easier just to do it once. So yeah, enjoy. I can do a thing on how to use this. I need to get back into using it a bit more, but there we go. So yeah. Right, now that's how I like one of these set up. Excuse me. In terms of roads, so you've got the lane stuff dealt with, some markings that make it all look a little bit nicer. What these sections lack generally is street lighting. I can cope with that. What we don't have as yet is any barriers. So let's see if I've got the ability to do any of that. And not without going in via props, which I don't want to do particularly at the moment. So I shall try and find some barriers I can stick down there as well. Hit run, see what it looks like. So yeah. Now, it's actually taking a fair bit of traffic, so with a bit of luck, this is going to help the rest of the little villages area. So, Grappen Hall, that'll do. This should take some of the pressure off down here. Just need to come back in here again and go like that. A few more houses just to drop in. Some of the others are still occasionally disappearing. That one, and then I've got, I mentioned about putting a park Put a park there. That'll help keep people happy again. What I'm trying to do, as always with these things, is keep an eye on the land value. I want that to go up a little bit. So down here, we have a complaint of noise. Citizens are sick. Well, we have a school. I don't actually have health facilities over here. Yeah, they'll be complaining probably because of noise from the commercial area. So Collyton needs there's a little clinic down there, but it could do with its own, and can probably have one over here, although I will have to wait a short while unless that's paid off, in which case I can just come straight in and do this. Ooh, what's that one? Ooh, a little pharmacy. Right, so I'm going to put that there. That will help, and we'll see what that's going to send out. I would rather that only sent out the UK style ones. So we shall see. Yes, sick citizen is possibly dead citizen by now, but never mind. Yeah, so there we are. That's the progress for today. We've got a new area, a new interchange, and we've added a postal service. And then it's all burning down. It's all on fire. It's all... oh, no, dear. This bit here... yeah, it needs a bit more doing to it. So let's just have a quick rocks. What have we got in terms of rocks? Some of these are a bit big. What have we got? Yeah, don't really like that style of rock. That style? Oh, yeah, definitely not. These others are, yeah, they're all huge. So yeah, I'll have to find something suitable to put down here. What I'd like and what I'd love to have is proper retaining walls that you could stick in, but we don't seem to have those. So never mind. Yes. So anyway, that's it for this one. I will catch you in the next one. As always, thanks for watching. Any likes, comments, suggestions for names, suggestions for things to do, things to add, where things could be put, all greatly welcomed. Otherwise, I will leave you with a little bit of an overview. And thank you very much, and goodbye. I'll catch you all in the next one.